now I just lost 5,000 runes, and
Hey, we're live with mics.
so, whatever. Game is utter bullshit.
I was secretly trying to make sure that the mics turn on when says something very weird taken out of context, but it didn't work. Hello everyone, welcome. We are Saturday, which means we're playing Scion. It is our 31st session total, but also it is our 1-year anniversary. Including the breaks we took and all of that and the switching channels. We originally started in January 2021. And now today marks the 1 year, almost to the day, anniversary of our campaign. So welcome everyone. We've been away for a little bit. We're gonna go do our intros, kind of talk a bit about where we're supposed to be at, what was going on, kind of get a refresh on the game and everything, and then go on with our story. To begin, I am Simon at Wandering DM. I use he, him pronouns. I am the Fates in this game. We'll introduce the rest of the cast in a minute. But first, I just want to thank all of our sponsors here at the Wandering Society, starting with Mage and Press, makers of 5th edition D&D supplements. Check them out at store.mageandpress.com, and you can use code WanderingDM to get 15% off your purchases. The next sponsor, of course, as always, is Found Familiar. If you want to wake up and get some very good coffee. Oh, my audio is fluctuating, apparently. Okay, it might be better now. We'll see. Yeah, okay. Okay. I know what's going on. Is that better? Probably, but probably not.
I think it is. I think it's...
So...
Seems more consistent, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is. It's
there we
just...
go, yeah.
Go. Trying to break stuff. Can everyone hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
How about now? Is that better? Because, yeah, new soundboard last night meant that everything was fun. And it's still fun today. So, Found Familiar, great coffee. You want 10% off? Use code WanderingDM. Of course, our other sponsor is Artalsorian Games. They make The Witcher, they make Cyberpunk, they make Castle Falkenstein. All games that we have played here on the channel and will play again in the future, I'm fairly certain. As well as Mechton and Teenagers from Outer Space. So check them out, artalsoriangames.com, or at your local FLGS, because they are part of the Bricks and Mortar program, which means that if you buy a book at your local game store, you also get the PDF for free. So long as they are a participating store in the Bricks and Mortar program. Then, lastly, Roll20, platform that we use for all of our games here on Wandering Society. They also just came out with the dark mode, which is amazing because it doesn't hurt my eyes to look at the VTT anymore. And who are we without our dear affiliates, Die Hard Dice? You can check them out at dieharddice.com. Use code and send me a DM for now. I'll send you the code privately to get 10% off your entire order. That's it. Who are we playing with today? Cast, welcome back, dear players. Let's do the intros. We'll start with the person that's unfortunately by herself down there on the overlay.
Oh, me.
Lynn, hi. How are you?
Like we say, good. I'm good. Happy to be back playing with everybody. And yeah, I'm Lynn. Gremlin Art, she, her, and I am playing Dee, also she, her, daughter of Inari, who, where Tiger Man shows up, she's pretty screwed, to be honest.
I mean, I think it's the lot of a Scion in life. Next, we'll go the counterclockwise, and then so up the overlay to Hannah. Hello.
Hello, I am Hannah, Hanimation Art on Twitter, Hanimation Studios everywhere else. And in my pronouns are she, her. But in this campaign, I am playing Kieran Kearney, son of Loki, pronouns he, him, who's having a great time here in the Bone Pit.
And last but certainly not least, we have Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name is Anino. I use he, him pronouns, as does my character, Eddie Kahele, the Scion of the Monkey King.
So, let's recap things a little bit. Scions, as we now have come to know, are children of the gods of old. Each player here plays the child of one of these gods. They don't really know why their parents came down one day, just bestowed them a bunch of gifts, and were like, yeah, we can't stay, bye-bye, and they left. And ever since then, they've started to realize that the world's going to shit. For starters, there was this very bad person called Ulfer Stevenson. No. Notes.
What's his name?
Yeah, that was Stevenson? Yeah.
Yep.
Ulfer Stevenson, head of a security firm called Wolf Security that was kidnapping other divine gifted individuals for some nefarious sacrifices to his parent. That's kind of weird. The group took him down and took over his business. And since then, they've been traveling the world, trying to help out wherever they can. They are, of course, the three players that we have here, but we also have Finbar and Morning, which aren't here today. And so, in-game, Morning is back at the house, and Finbar is also back at the house, working on trying to figure out a bit more about, where other Scions could be, because you have met 3 other Scions so far, I believe, that aren't you. Drac came as a guest to play... oh no, what's his name?
It wasn't just like Soul.
Yeah, Solomon. Solomon, who is a Canadian Scion, now has a Cyclop friend, but that was a bit of a problem. There was a Hydra on the loose in Toronto. Hydra that was trying to start some sort of crime ring that was quickly shut down. The other one, of course, that you met... no, that's not true. There's 2 more, because there's JD, who's the retired Scion. Kind of lazy. Good for nothing.
I believe that he would be best described as a burnt-out millennial.
Yeah, I think that works well. Though in-game, I think Yeah, I always imagine him as Gen X, but yeah. And then you also met... oh boy. I just need to get my notes again.
Yoshi, right?
Yes, there was Yoshi, who is technically with you now, I believe.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that in a moment. And the other person that you have met was on the island of Malta. Someone called Emus, who... no, Emus was the unfortunate sailor. The person that you met goes by the name of... Oh no, Diana didn't put her character name.
It was Emus.
And I forgot.
Emus, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
It was Emus. Okay,
Yeah.
It was Emus. Oof. Yes. Emus, the scion of a mysterious deity that you're not quite sure who it was, had control over the wind and storms, and was kind of hell-bent on making people pay for defiling cultural or religious artifacts.
Yep.
And
Did that.
to bring us closer to our session today, the island of Malta has undergone quite a bit of transformation after a giant storm hit it. But while you were there, you found that several of the artifacts being smuggled were inside crates labeled with a black and red rooster. Rooster that would spit fire at you if you tried to open the crate. Moving on, I'm going to let my dear players recap what happened in our last session. And why are you in a bone pit in India?
So, from what I remember, our security firm had a contract to guard a number of archaeological sites in India. And the contracts mysteriously ended. We were not really cool with that, and we decided that we would investigate to see what Ulfer was going on, what Ulfer was doing there before connection was terminated. And, we went there under the guise that we were looking to locate any additional property of our company. And I think we heard a number of different stories about people missing. And that was a little disconcerting. And so we decided that we would investigate. Now, we ended up going into one of the archaeological sites, which was probably us and our curiosity getting the better of us, because now we are in a very tight quarters place with a very predatory thing that happened to be feasting upon all of the bones, which were pretty well cleaned off thanks to some very intense marrow sucking.
Yep. And I believe when we ended our last session, the door to the tomb that you find yourselves in right now had closed. Or if it hadn't, guess what? It's closed now.
Yeah.
And the three of you, four with Yoshi, find yourselves locked in complete darkness as this faint hiss, like a echoes across the chamber, like this thing is spinning around you slowly, circling your group. Though you don't hear any footsteps or any of the bones rattle or anything like that. What do you do?
So Eddie is going to draw a flashlight, and he's just going to check in with Yoshi. I was like, I don't suppose your sword is one of those magical swords that glow? I think we could use a light right now.
Oh, I got that.
Oh, that's right.
And I'll light myself on fire.
Ah.
With the Human Torch now illuminating the entire thing. Just out of curiosity, that cost you something in Legend, I think. You had to imbue, or...
Do I?
Maybe?
Imbue one legend
Okay. So...
to make these attacks. I haven't attacked anything yet.
No, but you're just to turn it on, basically. So that's
Okay.
one of your 3
That's fine.
points of legend that's being
Used.
in use, I should say, because you can always regain it if you stop burning. So in this flickering firelight, you can barely see this emaciated, 4-legged creature crawl to the wall like some sort of insect, except that the head, you know, where normally a normal creature would look forward, the head is like tucked sideways, which means that if it was standing upright, the head would be completely reversed.
Do not.
And not only is it reversed, but then it sort of turns slightly as it takes note of the shining light. What you have trouble seeing any colors on that thing. It seems to take, like a chameleon, take the same like color pattern as the background. But one thing is sure, the face, the more you look at it, the more you see these various colored stripes begin to appear on it, like the markings of a tiger, almost. A tiger with a big, thick mustache, almost. So it's got like stripes coming here, like a tiger, but then the stripes around the mouth are horizontal, and they're rather thicker than the ones on top. And it's got these 2 shiny, sharp canines. It will jump at Kieran. But because we are playing Scion, you are the Scions, so you get to play first in combat. Technically, this is combat starting, but the Scions play first, so it barely has time to kick off the wall. What's your reaction? What are you doing?
I think Eddie's probably going to move first and try to intercept the beast before it touches Kieran.
Okay. Would you let yourself... So when you intercept it, do you let yourself be the target, or will you try to still kind of defend against it, like shove it off, or do you want it to literally use you as a target?
No, you know how in Street Fighter, where Guile can basically grab someone out of midair and then do a backbreaker on him?
I have never played Street Fighter. I was a Mortal Kombat kid.
Sorry.
But I know who Guile is because he's got the cool music.
Yeah. Well, Eddie's just going to try to grab him out of the air and basically drop down and try to break its back over his shoulders.
Okay. What we'll do is we'll wait for him to attack you. And the difference in successes between your defense and his, so basically if he is to fail, we'll add those as bonuses to your throw, like you're breaking his back afterwards, right? So hold on to that skill roll. It is going to be, I would go with might in close combat. But first, I would like to know what Kieran and D are doing. Yoshi's going to play last, by the way.
I'm not convinced this thing has bones. I'm afraid it's going to be all cartilage like a rat. God. I really don't know what Kieran would do. Probably just scream if the thing jumped off the wall towards them. He's not a brave man.
All right, so you're going to
I'll hold my action.
freeze in place. All right.
Yeah.
D.
Similar thing, similar level. Now I'm gonna punch it. I'm gonna punch it right in the face. No, I can't. There's no way. Okay.
You can definitely try. Believe me.
Yeah, these hands, and they're like
Fisticuffs.
my one dice. No. Yeah, she's going to just same thing. Scream out, and she's gonna press herself against the wall. Oh, like opposite, like just kind of as far away as she can, and she'll kind of like very shakily say, if you don't stop, he is going to turn you into a smear on the ground. Pointing at just alluding to Eddie. He's gonna beat the hell out of this thing. So that's gonna be neither the minute nor the hour. Where is that on the thing?
And what does that do? I think we haven't seen you use it yet.
I think I've done it. It's my shit talking
She
thing.
used it
Oh, it's your
once.
shit talking. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Make intimidating prediction about the details of their death. Make an opposed knack skill roll.
All right. So what is the skill that you're using for this?
This is I think a it's a skill, right? It's a skill on this thing.
It would be a stat and a skill. So normally I would say with what you're doing, the stat would probably be presence or composure.
Presence and I'll say subterfuge because like I don't know.
You could also use, I don't know what your points are, but I would also see leadership as being part of it, because you're basically telling someone, that it's not your time yet.
Yeah. I might go subterfuge because like I'm trying to like be as
to get under its skin more
its
than
skin, yeah. Even though I have no idea. This thing could just rip through all of us. Who knows?
Oh, it probably can.
Yeah,
let me just
that's
see.
good. That's
it's the Clash of Will that I want to see. What is it?
that's good.
Yeah, it's an opposed knack skill roll, but what's his? Okay, that would be his defense. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me grab that from here.
All right, presence subterfuge. All right, let's do this. Yeah.
What's his defense? 5. All right. So you have
A success.
1 success. And I have
1 success.
1 success. Though I get to reroll because yours the reroll. I think they do it automatically now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it rolled 8 times for you instead of 7.
Yes. Yeah. I think it's. I think we figured out it does it on its own.
Okay, but I also have only 1 success, so tie goes to you.
Yeah. It's very persuasive pointing. It looks like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
She's saying she's lacing in with a little bit of some of the she's saying it in Japanese so that it sounds more.
So that
no.
it might sound more threatening, but you're in
That's
the tomb
the
of
key.
an old Indian creature.
It's also like the key of like it's where the power comes from, so that helps.
Make an opposed knack check. +1 difficulty to all actions. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Yoshi first.
Yoshi.
Y'all do not see or hear Yoshi. Kieran screamed. Some would argue like a little girl. But in the immediate, as your focus is on that creature, Yoshi, who's, you know, armored in the like traditional samurai armor that you guys broke international laws to get, you didn't see him like charge through towards the creature.
Call it like that.
Oh,
Wait.
it's for our viewers, you know, just so that they understand the fact that you are international criminals.
You know, I'll worry about that once. That's a later problem. Not getting eviscerated by this thing is a
One shit at a time.
yeah, the one with teeth first. The one like we're about legal like.
And the worst is I've just reread like all of my notes as I was looking for the sheet for that character too.
Yeah.
And there are two more problems like just waiting to happen.
It's good to know.
But that creature jumps at Eddie. Eddie, what is your stamina? Because stamina would be your defense score in this case.
Christ.
Stamina is 4.
All right. And my attack is 11 dice plus 2 enhancement.
What?
Jeez.
What?
But now you have to think, it's not 4. It's 5. Because of neither the minute nor the hour. And I have 5 successes. In fact, I would argue...
Oh no.
No, I rolled 0d10. Okay, well, I rolled 1, so let me just reroll the other 2. That's
Oh,
another
good.
1. I have
Good.
6
Thank
successes.
you, Dice. Thank you, Dice.
6, 7, 8 successes because of the enhancement. So that means that for sure, like, you won't get any bonus dice, Eddie. But you get to make your attack nonetheless. So I just wanted to check just how well the creature would aim for you. Now we know it's a lot, but make your attack first because you get to play a fraction of a second before it.
So I'm going to use 2 momentum. I don't think anyone's going to begrudge me that.
No.
Oh, go for it.
No, go ahead.
There's
Go
a
on.
thing though in what I just did. Let me just. Okay, I have to spend tension for it. So I had to spend a point of tension to get that. To get that +2 thing. So 2 momentum. Let's go.
I got 2 successes.
No, but you get to... Oh, because you might... What the hell? The check. That's
that
a
was
whole
good.
lot of nat ones. So with 2 successes, you won't be able to hurt it. That's for sure. You did... So half of your plan went right. You were the target of the creature. You grabbed it as it leapt in the air. Eddie, do you have epic strength? As a purview.
I do.
Okay. It is supernaturally heavy. Despite being an almost transparent, weird cat-like entity, it weighs more than an 18-wheeler.
That's heavy.
And as you grab it and try to throw it down, it'll trash about like only a cat can do. And because I rolled a lot of successes earlier, it is going to hurt you, and you will take 1 injury. In fact, you know what? No, with the amount of successes I got, you got 2 injuries. So that would bring you straight from bruised to no, because I think you have like stamina out the wazoo. So you're probably just still bruised.
Yeah, that's 2 bruise boxes.
Okay. Yeah, so it mostly like tore at your clothes with, you know, the magic shirt being indestructible, basically. So like its claws got like stuck in maybe like the sleeve or something. It pulled on it. It lightly scratched your skin. Probably drew a little blood, but nothing more than a scrape, really. And as it falls to the ground, it creates like this impact crater, like in anime, like where it lands. And you see the translucent parts begin to solidify as its shape changes from this cat-like thing to Yoshi in samurai armor. And now there are 2 Yoshis. And they both of them look at each other like the Spider-Man meme. And just stammer and they both go for their swords. But that's all it does. What do you do?
Well, Eddie feels a little embarrassed because he just got shown up. He's just gonna be like, oh, well, I guess it's go time now. And he's going to drop down to 1 knee and pump his shoes.
All right. I need oh my god, I think I have a song now for this.
He's going to do that, but he's also going to imbue 1 point of legend to activate Heavy Lifter, which will give him enhancement 3 on rolls to lift or carry heavy objects. He starts hulking up.
I think it's not 90s enough. Let's see. Nah. I'm gonna find something better. You pump your shoes, call upon the power of Son Wukong, and you now feel that, yeah, regardless of the weight of that creature, you're fairly certain you'll be able to take it and break it like a twig. Mr. Torchman!
Now, we saw this thing turn into Yoshi, right? So we are well aware which one is the real Yoshi.
It is still... So there's 1 Yoshi standing in that sort of shallow crater.
Mm-hmm.
And there's 1 Yoshi, which now, you know, you turn around when they both stammered, who was, like, in the corner of the room.
Mm-hmm. I mean...
Well, I can at least try to help.
1 tension off. Okay.
I'm going to release my snake belt buckle and tell the snake to constrict around the false Yoshi. Can at least try.
Snek goes. Snek has a dice pool to attack, I believe.
Not a very big one.
No, Mini Jormungandr still has 4 dice when, you know, performing stuff. It needs to have 5 successes.
4 dice, 5 successes.
Yeah. Well, that's 2, and you get to reroll. So, Mini Jormungandr darts forward and begins coiling around the legs of False Yoshi to try and like constrict them together.
Mhm.
But something happens in that moment. And I would like all of you to reflexively roll composure. No, cunning and empathy.
So I know. Oh no.
Empathy?
Yeah.
What? How is that even possible? Don't you have like 0 empathy?
Yeah, but I have a lot of cunning.
And so, Kieran and Dee, you notice as your snake went to constrict the legs, wrap around the legs, it like lagged through one of them. It like no-clipped through like half of Yoshi's calf. That is not... There's no one here. That's an illusion.
That's
Now, what you do with that information is up to you.
oh.
It's that there's no one here. It's not that this physical form of Yoshi is an illusion, but it's still the monster.
That Yoshi that you see in front of you in that crater going like, and going to draw the sword,
That's
it's an image.
okay.
Or if it's not an image, then the legs are completely fake. But one way or another, you now know it's an illusion.
All right. Well, I see that. I'm gonna look around. 'Cause if it just goes through it, that means yeah, it's. I mean, there are two options. Either this thing can just like face you stuff, which means we're screwed, or this thing is putting a putting like a little mimic thing here to distract us. I don't want. I want to at least. I don't want to get like ambushed by this thing. So I'm gonna look around, look other places around where this thing is, if it's here.
You begin looking around the tomb. Of course, there's the light from Kieran, so you can see everything around you. With your one success from earlier, I won't ask you to reroll, but I will tell you this. Even the walls are fake.
Guys, something's wrong here. Other than, yeah, the that thing, but
A disincarnated voice begins to laugh.
like this place isn't real.
The walls fade. You are in my realm now, godlings. And you stand on... So the ground of the tomb is the same. The bones are in the same place. The crater is in the same place. But all around you, the walls have disappeared. You're standing in this strange black void. Would be completely black except for two things. One, there seems to be other sort of like floating platforms in the distance of various sizes. And the sky, much like an aurora borealis, is crisscrossed with light, but it looks like a bluish net. It's all like squares and diamonds in its pattern.
Oh,
and it
shit, we're in the
covers
grid.
everything. Everything. Fuck you. That you can see. I didn't think of that. Where real Yoshi was 2 seconds ago, there is now a tall, humanoid tiger creature. Imagine the face of a tiger, an impressive body in like this weird armor that, like, if you didn't know that it could sort of change shapes with illusions, would probably think that is made of something else than organic material, but right now it's pretty much like if it just shaped itself to look like it was wearing this elaborate armor of bronze and steel. It's got these pauldrons with blades that go down from like the top of the shoulder to like half the arm. It's the breastplate itself has like all of these engravings on it. This sort of like circular patterns of tigers eating people. It's got a few tassets here and there around like the legs to protect the thighs. But the lower half of the legs, as well as the forearms, are bare. And you would notice, because let's go with a little bit of pop culture, that the hands are reversed. And it is currently holding on to Yoshi. So this thing is about 10 feet tall. So not like it's not an immense giant. It's just the height of a story in a building. And it's grabbing onto Yoshi and bites down on his like the nape of his neck. It's your turn. I mean, so it took a while to describe all of this, but that was basically what you now all see. D, you still get to have an action.
Oh my, all right. How far is this thing away?
The tomb wasn't that big. In maybe like 2 or 3 steps, you can get up to it.
And it's just, it has Yoshi.
And I'm sorry, but it on its turn, it's going to bite Yoshi.
Okay. Is there anything I can... Is there anything I can do? All right, this is the only thing I can do, and I think she doesn't want to see like Yoshi getting bitten, so she is going to something that feels instinctual, but she doesn't necessarily know like what she's doing. She holds out her hands in front of her, and I'm gonna use overgrowth on this. Why don't you share this thing?
Oh, what's overgrowth?
All right. You cause plants to sprout and rapidly grow from the soil, cracks, and conquer any other surface that can support them. You create difficult terrain anywhere within range and create one terrain feature that provides a total of 3 points worth of complications or enhancements. For the rest of the scene, you direct the plants to attack an enemy as a simple attack, like present survival attack. These attacks have bashing, grappling, and versatile tags.
Ooh, okay. So a simple action means that like you can do that and do something else on your turn.
Yeah.
Awesome. So roots seemingly come out of nowhere. They come from the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if you're floating in midair, there should not be roots there.
Yeah.
They grab. Do you have a roll for that, or no? It just creates it and that's it.
It creates it, but I can make them attack. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you want them to provide enhancement to you guys, or do you want them to provide complications for him?
I think it might. It sounds, for how this is, more complications for him.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to roll to hit Yoshi. With these 11 dice, and of course, if I get any successes, 3 complications worth. So I lower the successes by 3.
Yeah. So she just holds her hand and just like no, just like does that and these plants.
And as the roots take hold, the creature goes to bite down on Yoshi, but the roots basically cover up the exposed part of Yoshi's neck, and the creature bites into the roots, but does not bite into Yoshi, who's trying feverishly to free himself.
Yeah.
But he doesn't seem to be able to. In fact, of the 3 of you, Yoshi appears to be the weakest. The 4 of you.
Oh, I'm sorry, Yoshi. That's
And we're gonna go back up to Eddie.
So Eddie is looking pretty calm, and the fact that there are actually no walls is actually advantageous to him, because you'll see Eddie is going to pull out his 3-sectional staff and whirl it around with some force. And you're going to see him leap up into the air, swinging it around, and then he's just going to peer behind the guy using his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to lash out with a lot of force using his rule of 3.
Awesome. I will say, because you're teleporting in back of him, that'll be an enhancement for you. So if you score at least 1 success, you get a +1.
Okay.
And then I believe the 3-piece staff also has more things, right?
Yeah. So it's bashing, brutal, reach, and 2-handed.
Bashing brutal. Let me just grab the. I know what bashing does. It just means that it's bashing damage, which doesn't really change anything in for this particular creature. Like, it's not vulnerable to bashing more than like slashing attacks. But brutal, however, it reduces the success necessary for a critical by 1. Which, yeah.
And we're also going to use the Flatlander skill.
Okay, what was that?
So when I make a close combat, thrown, or range attack, you gain access and 1 enhancement to apply any of the following stunts to my action. A glimpse the other side, stutter time, or bend space.
Oh. Okay, I'm gonna need to check though. That's a that's a knack. It's probably a knack that you got after becoming after your visitation. Because do you know by heart what these stunts are?
Yeah, so basically any success is above defense.
Yeah. Yeah, no, what I mean is the flatland. Okay, glimpse the other side. Okay, I have them now. Cool.
Actually, you know what? Scratch that. We'll use the biggest threat instead.
Okay.
So does this attack count as a show of force? Or is this a separate thing that I have to do?
No, I think it would count as a show of force because you're going all out, right?
Yeah.
If you're going all out, it's a show of force. And by the way, Flatlander, it's free. It's always on.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So if you don't want to use it, you can not use it. But I'm just saying, it doesn't seem to require a knack roll or the expenditure of a of legend because it's a knack. So it just always happens.
Okay. I can work with that.
Cool. So you will need 5 successes. Oh, I forgot. 1 point of momentum was given to the party.
Cool.
Because of the checks from earlier.
So does this mean I have 2 enhancements? If I get even just 1 success, it would be 3?
Yeah, if you get 1 success, it becomes 3. And also... So 2 successes become 4. Do you want to try to spend some momentum on that?
So, looks like I got 110, so I can roll 1 more at least, right?
No, so when you do it from the sheet, if you look at the parenthesis of all the dice, you'll notice it rolled 11 dice instead of 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it does it automatically now. I think like an update ran while we were playing at some point. So that's 4 successes already.
I'm gonna use 2 momentum here.
2 momentum, alright.
God damn it. These dice.
Do you want to use more?
If you want. If I fail, we still get 1 momentum back.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Like
You're the only one that
the
to be
pool
fair-
cannot go to 0.
You punch this guy.
Oh my fucking
Mother
God.
dice.
Oh
Roll
man.
20.
I will check one thing because it might be that you actually succeed. They become defensive stunts. That I don't care. He's not actually using it. Do. Okay, and you cannot use withdraw defense. Okay, he couldn't move away. Okay, sure. And no, that's okay. All right, you know what? We'll use the rules for surprise attack because he's not aware that you teleported behind. Which means, Eddie, can you roll subterfuge plus dex or intellect, your choice? And the amount of successes that we're looking for is 2. If you beat that, any additional success will become extra dice. Extra enhancement on your... so I gave you 1 automatically, but like the rule is actually should be potentially more than that.
Okay. So the Cloud Walking Shoes give me a +1 to subterfuge.
Awesome.
So we'll do dexterity and subterfuge. Oh, 5 successes.
So 5
go.
minus 2, so you got an extra 3. So on your original attack, that would be 2 plus 1 for Flatlander, so that's 3 plus 3, that's 6. So you beat it by 1. So you can automatically inflict damage, that there's no problem, and you have 1 success that you can spend for like extra stunts.
Okay. All right. So direct damage and
Oh wait, how many successes I said you had total? 5? 2 plus 1 plus 3. 2 plus 1 plus 3. That's 6. Minus 5, that's the 1. So it's not a crit. Okay, the brutal doesn't come into account. That's all I wanted to know.
okay. So I want to apply stutter time. That's going
Okay.
to enforce a penalty that he can. It reduces his range by 1 band to a minimum of close,
Okay.
which ends until the target's next action.
Oh, you mean bend space?
End space. Sorry.
No, that's okay. All right. So that means that right now, the only thing it can attack would be Yoshi.
Right.
Which is great. But you also wounded it, which is also great.
So does this mean what happens with the biggest threat? Does that apply here too?
Yes, the biggest threat always applies. What does it do?
So he's going to suffer +2 difficulty to attacking anyone other than me if that was successful.
But you need to make a knack skill. Well, the knack skill roll was the attack you made, so yeah. Okay. So then, oh crap. All right. So it needs extra successes and also has -3 to everything. You know, like actually, you dealt an injury condition, so you decide, Eddie, what does it look like? Where did you hit him?
Eddie was aiming for straight in the back of the guy's head.
So we'll go with like a concussion,
Right.
and that will add a +1 difficulty to any mental-based checks, which also includes keeping up illusions. And, well, you know, it lost HP, of course. Kieran and D. So that giant creature just got whacked with the rule of 3. You heard the katak in back of its
Good.
head as it just reels from the blow and even staggers forward, kind of in a daze almost. The roots are still keeping hold of it.
Is it still holding Yoshi?
Yeah, break grapple would have needed, Eddie would have needed a bit more successes for that. And chosen to not do a lot of all the, like, penalties Eddie gave it.
Mm-hmm. Penalty's good. What do you think? My plants can, I can attack those with.
Well, is it just his fist that's holding Yoshi in place, or is it your plants as well?
The way I saw it, the plants are not complicating things for Yoshi, just the creature.
Okay. Well, is he like he has stumbled forward? Is he within range where we could like reach anything? Because he's like
Oh.
super tall.
Any of you, yeah, but 10 feet tall is like, I mean, he's holding Yoshi up, but Yoshi's feet are about like a foot off the ground or something.
Oh, he's got him in his hole.
Yeah,
in
he's
his
like
arm.
holding him like this.
Okay. Well-
like this. But I realized I was off camera.
Well, if he's within range where he can be grabbed, I would like to try to grab the arm that is holding Yoshi, and I'll take out Fenrir's Fang, and I'll stab him in the funny bone.
Speaking of, before we roll that,
You don't have to do that.
Speaking of that, is there a rule for like helping? Move in action?
Yes, teamwork. So whenever you want to help someone, and that goes for any type of action. I'm just doing two things at once, which is scrolling through the book to get to the appendix, and also talking. Oh, come on. All right, teamwork is on page.
Meep.
It's been a little while.
Same.
Team. Of course, teamwork is not there. Because why would it be? Why would it be? Gosh darn it. Alright, that would be in the story path system. Core mechanics, forming your dice pool, I believe. So approaches, attributes, this was for mixed actions, complications. Those are enhancements. We're fine with that. Oh, teamwork. There we go. When one character helps another in a challenge, the assisting character assembles and rolls their own dice pool and provides an enhancement equal to the successes they rolled, up to a total of 3.
Okay. Cool.
And they do not need to use the same skill or dice pool, which means that you just describe to me what you want to do to help, and we'll establish a dice pool from that.
I would like the plants to kind of like help with the pulling of Yoshi, and then just like distracting enough that it helps open up for Kieran.
Okay. So I would go with the skill check that you need for the plants.
Okay.
Present
yeah,
survival.
Sounds good. Present survival, yes. All right, let's do it.
But they also have versatile, so give me just a quick second. I want to make
there's
sure
a lot
that...
of there's a lot of tags on that thing.
Yeah. Well, most of them right now aren't necessarily useful. I mean, grappling means that it's got a +1 enhancement if it wants to grapple, but not if it wants to free someone from a grapple.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas versatile is +1 enhancement when you perform any stunts. So in this case, what that would mean is, depending on what Kieran, you're doing damage mostly. Mm-hmm. So if it works out well, I would transfer the +1 enhancement from the versatile of the vines to Fenris Fang. But for that, D needs to roll at least 1 success. And there's no difficulty. It's just you roll, and it's however many we... Yeah.
Up to 3. Yep. All right. Well, can only help. Hey.
So 3 in this case.
3. Yep.
So
3.
You get 4 enhancement total. So you only need 1 success, and you would hit the funny bone.
Mm-hmm.
Get that funny bone.
I'm not sure what Fenrir's Fang's dice pool is.
It would be, so it's a melee attack, so it would be close combat, and mind you, Fenris Fang is a a dagger. It's got. I thought I had them here. I think it's in Ulfer's stuff. Fenris Fang, concealable, lethal, melee thrown. Oh, you can also quench all flames in the vicinity if you want. You know.
I feel like he can see better in the dark than all of us, so I'd rather there be light.
I'll put in your notes on your character sheet. Fenris Fang, and you'll have the tags that go with it.
Okay.
Oh, give me 2 seconds. Well, melee, it's a melee, so that's fairly simple. Concealable, I mean, if you try to conceal it on your person, you get bonus enhancement. Lethal, it's made to kill. And thrown means you could throw it if you wanted, instead of jumping. But otherwise, it would be either... might and close combat is what it would be.
And I only need one success, right?
Yep. Wow. So
Thank you, D.
that's enough to deal damage. It's not enough to free Yoshi from the grapple, but you struck the fang in the funny bone, and you just hear the creature let out this scratchy cry that sounds almost like a vinyl disc, that like a record scratch, but in slow motion.
Ugh.
On its turn,
Ew.
it can only attack Yoshi because of all the constraints and everything. But it's got +2 difficulty, so it's going to need to hit to have 3 successes instead of just 1, and also -3 because of the complication, so it's got 0. As much as it wants to bite, like, it lets go one of its arms from Yoshi to try to, like, swipe at Eddie behind him. And that leaves Yoshi just enough time to not do anything.
Yoshi, come on, man.
The 3 of you are Scion, and you've been Scions for a while. Do you remember when you fought the Hydra? This sort of aura of, like, upcoming death, of, like, apocalypse that surrounded it? Mechanically speaking, you needed legend to be able to fight the Hydra. A normal human would just be paralyzed in fear.
Oh,
And this is what's happening to Yoshi right now.
Ooh.
Yoshi. No.
Yoshi might not be all that he said he is. Just saying.
You're not a god?
Did he just,
You
like,
lied to me?
what? God?
You lied to Kieran. I guess that's fair play.
Kitten.
We're gonna have a talk.
Yeah, we're gonna have a talk if he survives, but right now I think his chances are good. It's up to the 3 of you again.
Okay. I mean, I'm up for helping anyone that's gonna try and take some swings at this thing, or try and pry.
Eddie, did you want to go first again?
Yeah. So I guess you'll see Eddie briefly appear on top of the enemy's head, and you'll see him backflip up into the air, and you'll see him then wind up, and his 3-sectional staff converts into a regular 2-handed staff with a spearhead at the end, and you're just going to see him heave it straight towards that guy's eye.
Ooh. Yeah, we're both having cats in our way. Mm. You can't just wait for break.
No.
Did you want D to try to help you?
No, I think combat is more my thing, and Karen's probably going to need more help.
I could use all the help I can
Yeah,
get.
both of us. We'll both. We'll.
So that would still be might close combat.
Okay.
Because when you say heaving it, you mean you're and not
He's
like
gonna-
throwing, or you're throwing it.
Yeah, he's throwing it.
Okay, throwing it, then it would be might and athletics. And does the staff has the thrown property?
It does not.
Okay, no, that's okay. If it had, you would have gained an enhancement on it. So you don't lose anything.
Okay.
You just don't gain anything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Unless you
Okay.
have special powers, which I figure you probably have.
Mm.
it's because I'm using, or because I have heavy lifter imbued, my improvised weapon has the arcing tab on it.
Ooh. Arcing means that any concealment it might have, it doesn't. And also,
Cool.
yeah, the cover is downgraded by 1. So in this case, I would say there is no chance that you hit Yoshi, for sure. Because it otherwise doesn't have, like, it would have had cover from darkness if it hadn't been for Kieran. So right now, most of those bases have been covered.
7 successes.
God, nice. Good.
Did you also have enhancements on top of that? I think 1 from your
1 from Flatlander.
Flatlander. So that is 3 extra successes.
Damn.
10. Damn.
And 3 extra successes because of your brutal thing. Means that you could, if you wanted to waste them all, to deal a critical injury. You've already dealt 2 injuries to it.
Okay.
Finish him.
And a critical is 2 more injuries, but it also,
Yeah.
you get to decide how bad it is.
So, yeah, he's going to. We're going to go for it. We'll do a critical injury.
Them.
And what does it look like?
Well, it's going to hit him into his left eye socket, and you'll see that the spear is sticking out from it, and Eddie is now perched at the other end of the spear, balanced on it.
Ouch.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah, I figured this is the way he's going to look like the biggest threat, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
No choice. No choice not.
And I know exactly what it's going to do. If it can, because now it only has one eye that is focused on you, Eddie.
Good.
And much like the carrot at the end of the stick, he wants to get to you. He's going to drop Yoshi. And I mean, as Kieran and Dee are going to act, like this will take place at the same time, but I'm just warning everyone. He's going to drop Yoshi, try to tear himself free of the vines, and run towards the abyss to try to get to Eddie. Which could potentially drag Eddie in it as well. Kieran D, what do you do? Oh, and by the way, it looks exhausted, beaten. Some would say 1 HP.
All right. I will help. Kieran, if you want.
Well, we could try to hit it ourselves, or we could split the difference and just distract it long enough to give Eddie a chance to hit it.
Maybe like drag it, help keep it from running off. That sort of thing.
I have something called Blather and Skite.
Okay.
When you spout nonsense at your target, they must spend a moment trying to figure out what the heck you just said, buying you or someone else more time to accomplish any kind of underhanded task,
That's
sneaking
good, yeah.
into a place, slipping past post sentry, blah, 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 blah.
You're gonna start speaking Welsh at it? Is that-
And this creature, believe it or not, is on the same tier as you.
Really? I expected it to be a higher tier. That's good.
No, because the way tiers work is mundane, hero,
Oh.
demigod. So that thing is on par with you. It's not a like demigod type of creature. It is very powerful, but it is on the same tier.
Okay, so
so-
then it works automatically on any character of same or lower tier.
So what do you say?
Shit. Hey, ugly! Yeah, I'm talking to you. Turn this way. Look at me with your one fucking working eye.
Oh, it
Man.
turns to you.
Ah, right, good. Listen. We didn't come here to start no problems with you. We just came to investigate, and here you are looking like fucking Shadow of the Colossus here. We're not, it was nothing personal, and then you made it personal. Like, why don't you just, is there some sort of therapy that you're needing to go to? Look, we know that it started out bad for you. Like, I don't know what happened between you and them. That's your personal thing. None of my business. But I mean, if you want to talk about it, we're here to listen, We didn't come in to disturb nothing or to like hurt you or nothing. We didn't hurt you in the first place. You're the one who started all of this. But listen, I'm a forgiving person. I'm a kind human being. I listen to people's problems. If they have them, look at me. I got the face of an angel. This is the face you can talk to, right? So, just maybe we should all just like start over, calm down for 5 seconds and like put into perspective where we are and what we're doing. Because look, this is your world, right? This is a bright, dark world. Okay?
So as you keep going, yeah, Eddie, you have ample time as the creature is just listening to this tiny person babble in a language it does not understand. Basically, Dee and Eddie, you both have something you can do.
You know what? I think these abilities would probably be better off like giving Eddie a stronger hit, I think. So I'll help.
Okay.
All right.
So I can maybe like, I guess narratively like just anchor this thing in so it doesn't try and gives you more chance to like do it before it runs off. All right, let's see. I'm sorry, Eddie. It's everything.
We're having a day.
We're having a
Yeah.
day. All right, get him. Get him.
Oh, that adds another momentum to.
yeah, so
No,
we get-
because it's not
no.
an actual skill check.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, because
Um,
there's no consequence for defailing that check. It's
Okay.
just trying to
I
help you
like
out.
that part.
I guess you'll see. Just
No
Eddie
consequences.
Eddie is going to run along his staff, slide down, and he's going to do something very brutal because he just finished watching the Invincible animated series on Amazon.
Not
And you're just going to
sponsored.
see, not sponsored. You're going to see his hands just go inside the guy's mouth, grab the top section and his lower jaw, and he's going to go Omni-Man, trying to use all of his strength to rip it all apart.
One of my favorite tactic in Vampire, actually.
Yeah.
Give me that gory roll. Hey, that's not for eating.
Please. Okay. Goddamn.
I mean, no, the other creature cannot do anything. Does not defend. So all the successes are like free successes.
Oof.
That gives you just enough because you have your enhancement.
Right.
So just enough for another crit. Because you need 3 to deal a crit in your case instead of 4.
Yeah,
So
we'll go for the crit.
yeah, you definitely succeed. The top and the bottom half of the Rakshasa's head just tear free. And as it does so, in a flash, you are back in the tomb. You are back on Earth. You are standing in the same pose you were in. Your spear stuck into like the skull of a long dead person. There is nothing in your left or right hand. But that malevolent presence that you felt ever since you entered the tomb is gone. And we're gonna go take a break on that. When we come back, post victory putting Kieran out. Because he's still burning. Also, closed tomb, lack of oxygen. Okay, bye-bye.
We suffocating. It's over.
We're back.
Where's my X card?
We're deep inside a tomb in India. I'm gonna try to change the music to something else. Let's go with this. The door is still closed. You are in complete darkness, save for the light that is emanating from a burning Kirin. Eddie, still striking a victory pose over the now completely disappeared body of the Rakshasa. Yoshi is curled up in a corner, babbling incoherently, covered in vines. You notice, D, that through your vines, which are like, strewn about at the foot of, at Eddie's feet, there's something shiny underneath them.
Well, that was something. Everybody okay?
Alive and okay are not necessarily the same thing.
Everybody have all their blood in nothing life-threatening, right? However real that was, but was real, I don't know. Well, I guess we're all okay, so need to get out. Wait, I'll go and look and see what that thing is under the vine. What's this thing?
Yeah. It's an intricate I might hopefully not mispronounce it. Bagnock? What we also call tiger claws. Except this one has, instead of being worn in the palm of your it sort of will encompass even your fingers. It's like almost like a half glove that you put your fingers through. It is made of bronze. It looks ancient and maybe even a bit fragile.
Hey, look at this. Think this came from it?
Probably. See Eddie take a staff to sweep the vines around a little bit to get a closer look at the items. We're tucking it away.
Yeah, it's like, oh, well, I never done that before, but good to know. Good to know. Over under it being cursed? Well, I guess it's too late. I'm holding it. So,
it doesn't seem to be cursed.
Yeah. Now she'll show it. She'll let Eddie look at it.
I'm not putting that thing on.
You feel the pulse of not quite divine energy. It's, you know how you can smell the divine, all of you?
Mm-hmm.
This one, you think you smell my notes. You think you smell incense, but it's all wrong. It doesn't quite... Okay, it smells like a a mix between a new age store
Mm-hmm.
and the perfume alley when you go into like a shopping mall, like a
Ooh.
not a Bed Bath and Beyond, but a that type of thing, right?
Yeah.
You kind of get what I mean. It's overpowering, and it's like a gamut of different smells that just make you want to stop being able to sense it. It's as if it was of the divine, but not divine, if that makes sense.
Related, in a way.
Is there any other exits out of this tomb apart from the entrance?
Not unless you want to break through a wall. Remember, it was like 2 rooms,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
so you're kind of stuck in the last room. Well, I say stuck. The door is closed. No one's tried to open it yet.
No.
But there's no other visible exit.
All right. Well, I suppose we can sort out this item when we're back home.
I can figure it out what it does with the other ones, I guess. In the bag with it for the time being.
You think that might have been potentially what Ulfer was looking for. Though it looks underwhelming.
Actually, for before we put this like. Hello, she'll talk to it if there's like just on the off chance that it.
That it has a spirit inside.
Yes, if it's like really powerful things haven't had one, she's just kind of like trying to figure out what this thing is.
Remember that thing you just fought?
Yeah. Oh no.
You just get a flash of it clinging to the wall again, head turned, looking at you and just hissing.
Oh, I think it like if anyone's looking at it, it's like something like kind of like her head's like snatched back, like if you're dozing and like you wake up, like it's kind of like that. Okay, that definitely belonged to it. That, oof, don't want to do that again.
Was it like a possession thing?
I
Some human
maybe I tried
non-divine
talking.
person?
I tried communicating with it, and it just sent flashes of that creature, of that thing, at me. This is what he wanted. I don't know what use it would be for, but we should be careful around it. Till we figure out what it is, maybe the professor can make something of it. I certainly don't want to talk to it again.
Yoshi gets back up, dusts himself off. So, what's going on?
Well, we survived some sort of giant tiger thing.
Giant tiger
That's good.
thing? Like, he looks around, sees the giant spear shoved into a skull. That thing?
Wait,
That's just human remains.
what?
What?
You don't remember that?
I remember us coming in here, the door shutting, then Kieran lighting himself on fire for light. And this, I mean, it's one to the other. You've rummaged through the bones, you found a shiny thing, and we're still locked in. At some point, we'll choke for lack of oxygen.
Wait, you all saw the same thing I saw, right? That thing grabbed him by the neck and was trying to bite him, right? I didn't imagine that.
Grab me by the neck? What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, no, there was some kind of like giant exorcist looking tired chameleon thing.
Okay, look. I know you guys are like, you know, these adventurous Scion and all that. Like, you don't have to make up invisible, non-existent threats. Like, I believe you. I know what you can do. You got, and he taps his armor. You got my armor back. Like, you don't have to pretend. I mean, you wanted to come here to get something from a tomb. I mean, sure, you stolen from a museum. Might as well steal from an archaeological dig. But you don't have to hide it behind giant tiger stuff. And it suddenly strikes you that perhaps that's the reason why a lot of the old gods and the old myths have disappeared over the years. If a normal person cannot remember having seen or witnessed the divine, or at least some of it, it's kind of hard to make the stories stay alive.
Yeah, normal person.
And yet, might I remind you, he's technically a Scion.
So he says.
Yeah, no, we saw what we saw. And you... I think you might have oversold your abilities because you were pretty useless there.
What?
I mean, I'm useless, but that was
No.
not doing anything.
You were MVP. You would have killed this if you didn't restrain it. And,
But-
you know, he provided light and stuck a knife in it, which was all done. All done. But you, I don't even think you drew your sword.
Yeah, I don't know how this
If
word
I draw
stuff
out
works,
the
but that didn't seem like it. That seemed cowardly.
If there had been danger, I would have helped. Come on, do I look like I don't know what I'm doing?
Eddie is just going to take the spear and
Just like
and fake jab him with it. He's going to stop like a half an inch
Yeah,
away from actually striking him.
He actually does not flinch. But Kieran and D, you can see that while he didn't flinch, his thumb pushed out his katana just a little from the scabbard, like with his left hand. He never reached for it with the right. But there's the reflex and the discipline of someone who knows how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't match with his demeanor. With everything else, I mean, that's been, happening lately. It's like, what are you trying to prove, Eddie? That you're the bigger, better fighter? I'm not one to count victories, but I've been around the globe for far longer than you've been. So, I wouldn't question my skills or my bravery. Like I said, I'm fine with what you guys want to do. You want to loot stuff. That's fine. I mean, I'm sure you have a reason why we came here. You don't want to tell me. You don't want to tell me. But I'm on your side.
I think D is just gonna get next to Kira and just kind of whisper. It's like, do you think it's the armor?
What, the armor giving him some sort of reflex?
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't think there's any way we're going to be able to get it off of him to check.
She's gonna just walk to Yoshi and just like put a hand on his shoulder, and just like,
Mm-hmm.
is there anything there? I realize this is something I should have. This is something I should have done when we just had this thing in storage.
Yes. I've been waiting for this moment. All right, let me just. Okay.
That's right, because D was like took the junk armor when we were like getting out of there. I don't think she ever touched the.
You never. I kept a close watch on it.
Yeah,
no,
I distinctly remember. Yeah.
You might have, but you.
I don't think I ever
never
did.
tried your thing.
Yeah, I never did. Yeah.
All right, let's go back to Japan. Let's go back to the year 1189.
Ooh.
At the siege of Koromogawa. There is just, imagine, darkened sky, thunder, lightning. You can hear, you do not see yet, but you hear the voice of not the voice, sorry. You hear Yoshi breathing heavily, like he's exhausted. Keeps going. Thunder, lightning. There's the clamor of an army in the background. Like, people are after him, or people are fighting in the background. Thunder, lightning. You feel yourself fall to your knees. And for all intents and purposes, everyone, Dee has fallen to her knees. There's this loud, booming voice. It seems to come from the sky. You have forsaken me, son. You have forsaken your oath. You have forsaken your nature. And for that, I forsake you. You are not worthy of this armor. And you feel the weight of the armor being thrown off of you, actually breaking off your back, almost actually breaking your spine with it, as it just is flung away from your body through this literally divine wind that just scatters it to the corners of the archipelago. In the sky, you hear the laughter of ravens. Or maybe not ravens. maybe more like tengus. You know, you don't know why, but you know that Sojobo was part of those laughing tengus.
Mm-hmm.
Just as the vision ends, there are two things that happen. The first is you feel a hole in you. Sort of like almost a spiritual and emotional hole.
Mm-hmm.
That is suddenly filled with anger, jealousy, and vindication. And the other is the spirit of this armor, speaking to you from beyond a place where, just like Inari, this god uses a lot of energy to address you.
Mm-hmm.
But you see, sitting in inside what you think is a hazy Buddhist temple, cross-legged with a wide, like a big sort of kimono, if you will, robe. I don't remember exactly the name for the priesthood robes.
Mm-hmm.
Hachiman. And he just says very calmly, "That is not my son." And the vision ends. And you, not you, D, but Eddie and Kieran, as D's about to do whatever it is, Lynn, that you're about to either say or do as D, I will say that Eddie and Kieran, you note that Yoshi has shifted his weight on his feet. And is just, he like shifted to the side just to give like about like a foot of distance between all of you. D, what happens?
In that vision, it was Yoshi, right?
Oh yeah, you know it. You basically lived as the armor
Yeah.
in that instant. Because the spirit of the armor, literally the god Hachiman,
Yeah.
wanted you to see it.
Yeah. She'll kind of like startle and just like she looks like a little sad to him. So what happened?
To him? To Yoshi?
Yeah.
He hesitates for a spell. And then he sort of clues in what you're referring to.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, "That's none of your business. That's between me and my old man." Now, I think we should leave this tomb, and I think I need some time alone.
Sure, but you're going to leave that armor with us.
I'm sorry, what?
You heard him. You can leave, but the armor stays here.
That is my armor. It's my birthright.
That you wouldn't have gotten if not for us.
I would have gotten it. And I would have gotten it because of you, regardless of what at some point in time, I knew that you would get the armor for me. It just so happened that you've precipitated things by a couple decades, I think.
But it doesn't want to.
Well, that's
Your
too
father
bad.
doesn't want.
And you see his armor begins to steam. But the smoke that comes out of it is black. And its smell of tar. It actually sort of begins to turn into tar almost. Like to blacken in areas. He says, I don't care what my dad wants. It's over. Him and all the fickle assholes who just give and take whenever they feel it's convenient, fuck them.
As much as you feel they might have done wrong, you can't go against that. With that armor, that's not yours anymore. Does it want to? I don't know what happens if you defy that. From what I saw, nothing good.
Well,
Should take it off and find some understanding with it. It's an unwilling spirit. Believe me, you do not want that.
well, actually, I think I want that. Because I think I want Dad to remember that he could have had the best son. But instead, he betrayed me. Just like they betray everyone up there. Now, my new dad wants me to keep it.
I think at that moment, like, Dee's gonna look at Eddie.
We just took down a pretty badass demon. I'm fairly certain the three of us can take you down too.
He says, I would like to see you try.
This isn't for us. This is for you.
And there is the sound of thunder and lightning. The door of the tomb explodes inwards in a shower of stones as a wolf made of lightning rushes in and basically pounces on Yoshi. But as he does, in a crack of lightning and a puff of smoke, the wolf and Yoshi are gone. Do any one of you have more than 2 dots in occult?
I have 3.
3?
3.
Don't look at me.
Okay.
It's like, what the
Eddie's
hell
like,
is that?
whoa, shit, what?
Wolf.
Yeah, the other 2 you recognize the wolf as Raichu.
Mhm.
Not the Pokemon. Actually, that's probably what Eddie thinks. But yes, Raichu, the actual mythological creature. The familiar, if you want to call it that, of a being called Raijin.
Oh no.
Also known as Raiden, the god of thunder.
Mm.
Otter Titan.
Well, that's the thing. Titan of thunder.
Mm.
Not a real god. Something worse. Oh, Hawkeye, the moment they will tell you Lightning Wolf, you'll know.
Eddie is just going to stick his spear in the ground. He says, well. He's just going to pull out a little black book that just says the list on the cover. It says, Yoshi just made my list. And he's just going to jot down Yoshi's name in this little black book of vengeance.
I think D gravely looks at the other and it's like, we made a mistake.
Yeah, I dislike being conned. We're not supposed to be conned. We're the con artists. And he gives Kieran a firm shove on the shoulder.
What? Don't look at me.
Hey,
I mean,
I'm not gonna-
clear, all we have to do now is hunt him down. Shouldn't be that hard, right? Just take the armor back.
lightning wolf is just going to come around and teleport him out to safety.
That was a Titan. I don't know if
And
we're gonna
that
be able to
was-
get that back.
That was a literal divine intervention.
Yeah.
Well, we can't stand for that. History books are not going to look too kindly on us if we don't avenge ourselves of this. This is
I
not
should have
cool.
touched that armor earlier.
Oh, how are you supposed to know? He was very convincing.
Eddie's just going to imbue the doorway with the legend to open a portal back home.
Your cell phone rings. Eddie.
You'll pick it up.
Huh?
Yeah, he'll pick it up.
Hey, Eddie, my man. It's James. You remember your buddy James?
I do.
Yeah.
Just thinking about you.
I was I was thinking about you too. You know that stunt crew that set you up before? You know those guys?
Yeah, what about him?
And you hear their voice laughing in the background as they're probably taking the cell phone away from James, and they turn the camera on, like FaceTime, and you see James Bacon tied to a chair, an apple in his mouth, and them just snickering. They appear to be in a movie studio, an empty studio. Let's call him their leader. Face you never seen. You think he was one of the guy's agent, because you remember seeing his face. A Latino man, maybe half Latino, not quite sure. Dressed kind of impeccably, but before he turns off the camera, you notice his lapel is a black and red rooster. And they cut the feed, and y'all go home, and we'll cut the feed for our game here
God damn
today. Not a single minute of break.
No.
Of course, you realize that we actually let him into our home dimension.
Uh-huh.
Yep. She took him to Disneyland. God damn.
Did y'all have fun
Yes.
for our 1 year comeback? Hello.
Yes. Almost got in a fight.
That's some real nemesis shit right there.
Yeah, is that? That
Who's-
might be.
Whose rival do you think it is?
And he got too many rivals, Eddie.
Not Eddie.
Damn it. God damn it. No.
There's only one of
Gonna kill
you.
me.
Only one of you who's part of the family of traitors and betrayers.
Yeah,
Damn, D.
And do you think Yoshi would want to square off with Eddie, who can probably kick his ass?
what a coward.
Why do you think he got his stuff stripped off? By
Gonna
the
show him
way,
these hands. These hands with their 2 dice are gonna do.
One die each.
you D, I'll give you that D as we end the episode today. There is one historical Yoshi in 18 supposed to have died in 1189. Minamoto no Yoshitsune of the Minamoto clan, who was apparently the star pupil of Sojobo, the Tengu, and
Oh, good.
presumably the greatest warrior of the Kamukura period.
Cool. Not concerning. No.
So like a proto Musashi.
Yeah.
Except, well, no, probably just as cocky and assholey as a Musashi.
Cool. Not concerning.
So we're now going to add a long-term deed.
Yep.
Kill Yoshi.
Yes.
You just
Because
need... No, go ahead.
We're gonna move up that long-term deed to find out what happened to the stunt crew who set him up. We're gonna turn that into short-term deed. and long-term deed, we're gonna get some revenge because no one makes us look like monkeys.
That makes a lot of sense. I'll also
Good. I'm
edit that on...
I mean, you guys all just realized that Eddie is willing to go above and beyond to protect his companions to the point where he literally ripped the jaws off of something after impaling a spear in its eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was a badass move. Tell me you wouldn't have done that anyway, just for the drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he did that specifically to make an example out of something. Which there's no one else there to witness it, which is sad.
Well, the group was there.
I mean, we saw
it.
Yeah.
You saw it, but I'm just saying.
Oh, you would have wanted a throng of mortals to see you.
Someday.
That can be
I just figured,
arranged.
You know, there's next session. If you're super impressed in front of this stunt crew, maybe.
But
Yeah, but
you were here. You spent half the momentum pool.
Yeah.
You reached a story milestone. So that's 3 XP for everyone.
Yay.
And
Just gave someone armor.
an extra 2 XP for Eddie. Because he now found out what happened to the stunt crew.
Cool.
And D is also very close to her long-term deed. And so is oh yeah, no. I'll leave your old long-term deed in there, Eddie, on Legend Keeper. Just because that way I know you've written a new one, but it's because that way I know who else needs to go through the long-term deeds. Because all of you need to go through your long-term deeds. Oh, no, that Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. Yep. Because you can't gain that bonus 2 XP until everyone else has achieved their deeds.
That's fair.
Which we're getting there for all of you, actually.
Sweet.
And I think, Kieran, you're missing a short-term deed.
I completed my last short-term deed. I thought I didn't get a new one until I finished my long-term deed.
Oh, no. The short-terms refresh every time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So just choose one, achievable within 1 or 2 game sessions. And yeah. No, we're going to get there. But yeah, D, that's your rival.
Cool. I can't fight.
I know. Eddie's rival actually hasn't been revealed.
Cool.
Eddie, Kieran, they've never met their rivals yet. They've met agents of their rivals.
Cool. Good to know.
Agents of our rivals.
He is flashing back to that ill-fated training session where she was trying where what was it? Eddie was trying to train her. She just probably almost hurt herself trying to punch something. It's like, oh no.
Yep. So thank you everyone for coming. Hawkeye says, looks like Finbar will need to start implementing vetting procedures. Yeah, I think your house is no longer an open house.
No.
And you're gonna have to figure out a way to prevent people from teleporting there now, I think.
Yeah. Cool.
But
also,
we'll see.
Finbar, I have this we have this weapon thing that will don't know what that is.
I'll show you the stats after the game. Because it's something that'll probably be done off camera to try to
screaming.
Search. Nemain and Finbar will get on it.
Yeah, there's a image of a screaming Catman inside of it. It's not great.
All right. Thank you everyone for coming. That's all for Scion for today. Thank you players for taking time off of your Saturday afternoon to come back and play some Mythic storytelling. Thank you everyone in chat. Thank you for the follows. And let's go and cast. Tell us where you are, where we can find you for the upcoming week. We'll start same order as we did the intro. So we will start with D.
Hey, I'm Lynn. Gremlin Art on Twitter, Twitch, pretty much every place. You can catch my art there, and you'll catch me next on Tuesday for Uvalia, a Redwall campaign over on the Amphitheater, where we were given an ability to summon a giant tree creature, and we did. We summoned it to fight an escaping Ratman, and I think that Ratman is dead. So, do not give teenagers magical gifts, is what I'm saying.
Maybe I should apply this to this game too. Kieran, you're next.
All right, I'm Kieran. I am Hannah. You can find me on Twitter at Hanimation Art and everywhere else at Hanimation Studios. And you can find me next here on Thursday for some Sentinels of the Multiverse. Here on Friday for Dresden Files. I almost said Redwall. Dresden Files. And then here again on Saturday for more Scion. So we'll hopefully not die in Scion between now and our next session, but you never know. Always fun in the Bone Pit.
Yep. And Eddie, where can we find you?
Hey everyone, my name is Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino4K. Hopefully next Tuesday, you won't see me on screen, but I will be producing the next episode of Tomorrow in Revelation 3, a sci-fi space station dystopian hope punk slash future, where the theme is being super gay and super criminal. So tune in for that, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday nights, GM'd by Sarah of Swords, and then all those other games that Hannah had mentioned.
And I am Simon at Wandering_DM on Twitter. Welcome. This is the Wandering Society, where we try to introduce as many people to new games and to streaming as possible. If you're interested in either running a game or maybe running production, try your hand at running production for a stream, but you want to have like people help you and sort of guide you along the way, send us a message on Twitter at Wandering Society, or I was going to say on Discord, but no one's on Discord. So either at Wandering Society, R2, Anino, or myself. And it will be our absolute pleasure to help you out. On that, you can find another one of our shows on Tuesday, tomorrow on Revelation 3, as Anino just said. Then on Thursday, we should be back for Sentinels of the Multiverse. And then on Friday, back for some more Dresden File, because we leveled up. Woo-woo. And Saturday for the continuation of I might be a teenage god, but everything is shit. So, have a good weekend, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.